Oke, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asrofil anbiya wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihim ajmain. Amma ba'd. Alhamdulillah, today here we have Diah Rahmawati. You will be the last contender of the thesis defense, the third day of thesis defense. And then since you are the last, I hope you already got your best preparations because the previous thesis defense I already uploaded to our channel starting from the first day, second day, and then the previous one, it is belong to Ratnaprastika, your junior, and then I hope you already watch at least what kind of the common question that I give to all of your friends. Okay, before you're going to start this thesis defense, let's start this thesis defense here by reciting basmalah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Let's hope you will be able to answer all of the questions, and then make sure that you already comprehend all the details that you got from your thesis. And how we are going to conduct this thesis defense, I'm gonna give you a chance to explain your PowerPoint presentations, and then I'm the one that will do the share screen. And then after you already completed giving the explanation about your thesis, and then I'm going to give you the question based on your first chapter, second chapter, till the last chapter of your thesis. Okay, without wasting the time, I'm going to share the screen here. Okay, can you see it? Hello?
You're starting. Yes.
Okay. Okay, and then, wait a second. This is your first slide, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, time is yours. Come on, Diah Rahmawati, best of luck. Come on.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
First, I would like to show my best regard to Dr. Muhammad Sofian Hadi, M.Pd as the head of English department and my examiner today. And my name is Diah Rahmawati, and today I will present my thesis with the title Using Book Widgets to Attract Students' Interest in Learning English. Okay, the next slide. Why did I conduct this research? The reason I conduct this research is because one of factors that affects students in successful learning is their involvement or engagement. Because when students engage or involve themselves in the learning process, it will boost their motivation and knowledge, and it will also motivate them to learn more or to do something better in the material or subject they are learning. Students will only participate when they are interested in something they are learning or being taught. When students are interested, they will extend their attention, focus, or motivation to do better, and it will also help them in making better progress for academic success or academic performance. Interest in this interest in learning process takes an important part because it can affect students' behavior or act toward a subject or material they are learning. The lack of interest can cause both difficulties for both teachers and students, especially for students. Students will face challenges during the lesson. They will have a hard time following or catch up the learning material, and it will also make them hard to focus in the class. Interest in learning process can lead students to do better and pay attention, and it will also stimulate their attention, so they will participate more and or get themselves involved in the learning process. So when students don't seem to be interested in something they are learning, it will be hard for them to focus in the class. The more they engage, the more it impacts their learning process and result. Okay, that's why I conduct this research. Okay, the next slide. Theory. According to Renninger, 2016, interest is it's being cut. According to Renninger, interest is a strong motivator that energizes learning, guides academic, and is important for academic success. Students' interest in this case means that being in a state where students involve or participate during the lesson, whether it comes to individual or group activities. Learning English means getting a knowledge or getting the information about English. Book widgets in this case means a media or a site that lets teacher use its feature to make interactive and more interesting material for teaching. Next, method of the study. I collected the data at MTS Alfala, Jakarta, starting from the beginning of February until March. The population covered all 7 grade students with total of 108 students with 27 students per each class. I used quantitative descriptive method with pre-experimental design. For collecting the data, I firstly interview the teachers by asking them about the student progress or their activities during the lesson, especially during this pandemic. And after that, I introduced the book widget itself to the students and ask them whether they use multimedia before in the class or not. And after that, I gave them the questionnaire and they fill in the questionnaire. And yeah, and the next, the result of this research, because the purpose of this research is to find out or to see how much a students interested in learning English. The results show that students unexpectedly have high interest in learning English. So even before I introduce them to book widgets, or even when they've never used multimedia before in the class, their interest in learning English are high. But there's slight a bit difference between before being introduced to book widgets and after. It's when I asked them about I would like to learn English using multimedia in the class before. For the first result, it will only show 14%, and after I introduced them to book widgets, it went up to 48%. So the conclusion is, after being introduced to book widgets, students show their interest more in learning English using multimedia. So book widgets succeed to attract students' interest in learning English. My suggestion for teachers is hopefully teachers can utilize media technology to make a learning process more interesting and more interactive. That's all for me.
That's all, Diah Rahmawati?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's go back with your first slide. First of all, who is your advisor, Diah Rahmawati?
Ms. Zaitun.
Ms. Zaitun. Okay.
Yes.
My first concern here, it is using book widget to attract student interest in learning English. Yeah. From this title here, there are three terms. Yeah. First here, it will be about the book widget. Second one, student interest, and then last one here is learning English. Yeah. So first, the term book widget here, can you try to give more elaborations? What is it, a book widget? And then how did you conclude it that the use of book widget here can attract the student interest in learning English? Come on.
Okay, book widget itself is a site, is like a website that offers some features like games, and you can make your own quiz, something like that. So why I conclude that students are interested in using book widgets to learn English is because after I introduce them to these book widgets, their interest in using multimedia to learn English increase. So that's why I conclude that.
Okay. Talking about book, even if it is a digital book or it is a printed kind of book, to be honest, majority of students, even it is on lower secondary level or it is in senior high school, to attract them to love reading the book, it's difficult, all right? Okay, and then you try to give your assumption here. If the use of this website, book widget itself can attract the student interest. But my basic point when I ask the student, when we try to give the student chance here, okay guys, you're gonna read this book, you have to find this book. It is difficult for them to get interested in reading book, and then you are here providing them not with the current books, not with the printed books or not with the digital book, but they have to open the website. Come on, what is it your opinion about that one?
Sorry?
What is it your opinion about that one, Diah, please?
But I suddenly ask them to open this.
Yeah, I told you, asking the student to read the book, it is a printed version of the book or digital book, it is difficult, right? And then you're asking them to visit the website and then to open this program or this app, the book widget, to learn about English. Yeah, and the basic one, reading book, printed book, or it is digital book, it is difficult to ask the student to do that one. And then how did you come with your conclusion here? If asking them to open the website and then after that one using this book widget, that they can attract, you can attract the student interest to learn English. Come on.
No, I actually only show them first, like share screen and show them the site is like this, it works like this, and the feature is like this. And then, for example, there's a feature called word games, so where we can play this game. So I show them this and make random words. So they thought that it was a new because they've never used multimedia or something like media, because during the previous lesson or learning they only use like PowerPoint and books. So when they are being introduced to something new or something they've never heard, they've never used, they feel like uh, it's super new, it's super refreshing. But actually I'm not sure if it's if students will love the site for the whole lesson. I mean, for the long time period.
That's all. Okay, you are not answering my question. My question to ask the student reading, even it is a digital book or it is a printed book, it's a boring activity for them. And then you are claiming here, okay, by the use of this book widget, their interest in learning English improve, increase. How did you come to such kind of conclusion? Basic point, okay, the basic, because, come on, what is it?
Because it's not actually a book or something like you read. It's not a literal book, it's just a name. So because it features a lot, they have a lot and they offer a lot of features, and the students, I know students will feel a burden when they are being asked to read the books. But I try to change their point of view by introducing this media, because it's not literal book.
Yeah, you mean here is a digital kind of book, right? It is not a printed one. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It is not a printed kind of book. It is a digital one.
No.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
No, it's not a literal book. It's just like, you know, when you, for example, like something similar like book widget is Kahoot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's not literal book that students usually being told to read. It's just a website that show some kind of features.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, you are not answering my question. When we try to attract the student interest in learning English, yeah, it should be about using a certain kind of strategy, a certain kind of method, approach that maybe they love in doing it. For example, here, the use of games. Yeah, all level of students, starting from elementary school or primary school, junior high school, or even senior high school, or the university student, they love to play games. Yeah, if you try to implement games on it, yeah, that will attract their student interest. Yeah, they will get the motivation. They will get the interesting part of learning. But since you're claiming here, okay, it is only the name of the website, it is only the name of the program, and then it is content of many things. Yeah, it is content of games that you mentioned it earlier, content also of puzzle, maybe content of a digital book that they can access. Yeah, and still, when we try to, okay, our solution here to improve the student interest in learning English, for example, using book widget, hearing or listening book, yeah, that will be the boring thing for the students. Yeah, that's my first suggestion for you. Okay, and then for your second slide here consists of the reason. Yeah, consists of your reason behind conducting this research. If I'm not, okay, let's go back. If I'm not mistaken, from your reason, why did you conducted this research here? There are several things that became my main point. First of all, it is about the your awareness, your awareness about student interest in learning English. That was the first one, your basic reason. And then second one, when you try to put your reason, why did you conduct this research, you better try to focus, yeah, because you are not putting learning English, what kind of aspect Yeah, what kind of aspect, what kind of skill maybe that you're going to focus on, yeah, that you try to attract the interest of the student. Yeah, it is for all skill, that will be too much, I guess. Yeah, maybe you try to put, okay, this will help the student to improve their reading skill, or maybe their speaking skill. Yeah, so that will be more specific on it. And then the reason behind conducting this research also, you gotta come with the ideal kind of situation, the ideal kind of teaching and learning process that you expected that will happen in a senior high school. From the ideal situation of teaching and learning in senior high school, and then you can compare it with the reality that happened in the school that you conducted this research. Yeah, and then the gap between the ideal condition of teaching and learning and then with the reality, with the real condition of the school, you can compare it, and then after that one you can come with your alternative opinion, alternative decision. Why did you come with book widget itself? Yeah, that's how we conduct the basic reasoning of our background of the study. Okay, that should be enough, I guess, for your first chapter. And then for the theory here, okay, wait a second. For the theory here, you're mentioning exactly what I'm expecting. Yeah, you were mentioning first it is starting with the student interest, that's okay, and then learning English, that's okay, and then book widget. My point here is on learning English. Yeah, on learning English, when you try to teach your students, yeah, you're coming to the class, we're conducting this research, right? Yeah,
Yes.
you're
No,
visiting the
actually, I
class.
only introduce.
What is
I
it?
actually only introduce. I only introduce book widget to them uh because Ms. Zaitun suggest me to do so.
I mean, you were okay. You were choosing book widget. Book widget here. It is only an introduction for them, not
Yeah.
the whole process. So you were not giving them the treatment then.
No, I give them for one or two meetings after it, just like playing some games and its features.
Okay. So 1 and 2 meeting. How many meetings that you conducted to complete this research,
It
Dia?
it's a month, I guess. It's more than five or six.
More than 5 or 6.
Uh,
Okay, that was consist of your pre and then post test.
yes.
Okay, so let's assume that first meeting and then last meeting it is for pre and then post test. So only 4 meetings that you conducted this pre-experimental then.
Yes.
Okay, look at this one. That's what I mean when you try to teach them English here. Yeah, it is too general, I guess. If you try to be more specific, like what I taught you on your title, yeah, that will be more effective, I guess. Yeah. And then next one, you're mentioning of Renninger 2016. Interest is a strong motivator that energizes learning, guides academic, and is important for academic success. Okay. Now I want you to please try to make all these 3 terms, yeah, student interest, learning English, and then book widget here into a valid kind of statement, yeah, based on the theories that supporting you in completing this research. Come on.
Okay. Can you give me a moment?
Okay, come on. Take your time, please.
Okay.
Come on, Diah.
Okay, I tried. Students' interest in learning English using widgets is a state where they are being active and participate during the English activities, whether it comes to individual or group activities, and they're active in for skill using book widget. That's right.
Okay, come on, repeat it. It's not that clear. Repeat it.
Okay, students' interest in learning English and book widget is a step where students being active and participate during the learning English, whether it comes to individual or group project, group activities, and book
And
yeah.
That's all?
Yes.
Okay, let me give you the example. What I mean by make the three theories, the three terms that supporting your research. Yeah, the first theory is about student interests. Yeah, so you can come with this one. One of the basic thing that a teacher, especially English teacher, need to master, it is about how that they're going to attract the student, to love the learning process. Yeah, and then this one you can put the expert opinion. You can put also from Renninger, that will be okay. Yeah, for the student interest. And then you can make a link, you can make the connection between student interest, and then especially in learning English, which consists of 4 skills, how did the teacher will attract the student? That will be the basic or key point, so they can master English very well. Yeah, and then one of the alternative way that can attract the student interest, in learning English, by using book widget. Book widget here, it is one of the website that consists of digital book, that consists of many learning material, consists of games, consists of puzzle that can use by the teacher to attract the student in learning English, and then they will fall in love in learning English using book widget. That's what I mean. Come on, your turn, please.
Oh, that's one of the long.
Come on.
Okay. Okay, if I were to say interest is a strong motivator that energizes learning, guys, academic and important for learning English and for learning English and master of our skill in English using book widgets.
And then
Book widget itself is a media that can help teacher to attract students' interest in learning English and make the learning process, make the learning English more interesting.
And
That's all.
that's all?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Now let's go with this one. Your method of the study. Your method of the study, you are mentioning about setting of the study, place, and then the date when that you conducted the study, media that you use, and then also population and sample. My question here, on your population and sample, you are mentioning all 7 grade students with total of 108 students. So how many sample that you take for this research? Diah.
Excuse me.
How many sample for this research?
27 students, one class.
27 students.
27.
Okay. And then, how did you analyze the data based on your method of the study?
Oh, I gave them the questionnaire, and there's a presentation. This presentation of the data and what is it? You know how to calculate the what is it called? There's automatic count.
Automatic count? What is it?
Like when you use a Google form, there's automatic numbers and percent.
Automatic number and percent. Okay, and then?
Yes, that's all.
Okay, come with more specific step, please. The process of analyzing the data that you conducted in this research place.
Analyzing the data. First, I collect the data by sharing the questionnaire by Google form, and then after a student fill in the form, after I give them the questionnaire, the result of the questionnaire or the statement that they pick are instantly there. So I only what is it? I only write down what it's shown in the Google form.
Okay, and then?
That's all.
That's all. Repeat it, please.
Yeah,
That's not clear enough. Come on. Your process of analyzing the data, please.
no, I wrote the what is it? The there's a search by Arikunto for the formula, like how good it is or excellent it is, and then after that, after the students fill in the form of Google of the questionnaire, there's constantly there's a Google form shown the result automatically, and then I only what is it? Yeah, I only what is it? I forgot what is it called. And then I regroup the result based on the Arikunto.
Based on Arikunto.
Yeah,
Okay.
Arikunto. No.
Okay, what is it? His opinion, Diah. Yeah. When you try to analyze the data, there are several steps, right? First of all, what is it? The process of collecting the data. Second process, here making the classification of the data. And then after that one, grouping the data. And then after that one, making analysis of the data. And then last one, interpreting the data. Or how is it that you analyze your finding? Come on. If you're just mentioning it is based on Arikunto, it seems like okay, come on.
Excuse me, what did you want to say?
Yeah, if you try to mention only it is based on Arikunto, so what is it, his opinion? Yeah, in technique of analyzing the data, please.
My technique for analyzing the data?
Yeah, how?
I compare the result and then from Arikunto, and then I classify them to, the questionnaire has 5 statement, strongly agree, and something like that. So after the result are out, I classify them to excellent. Sorry, strongly disagree, good, based on Arikunto.
Okay, so it is based on the questionnaire only.
Yes.
And then you are mentioning this research here, it is based on pre and then post tests. And then now you're mentioning it is based on the questionnaire only.
It's not pro and post test, pre and post test. No.
So it is not a pre and post test?
No.
Okay, thank you then. It seems like you're still confused with how did you analyze the data finding? Yeah. Okay, now let's.
No, because I got confused by your question and.
Okay, let's have a look at this one then. Okay, can you try to re-explain what is it? The first picture and then second picture. Come on.
The first picture is before I introduce them to book widgets. I ask them, because the main purpose of this research is to find out how much they are interested in learning English or they like learning English. So the first picture is before I introduce them to book widgets, and the second pictures is after I introduce them to book widgets.
So it's like a survey kind of research only, I guess, my dear. Okay, so you are gathering the student perspective about the use of book widget, yeah, before knowing book widget, and then second one after knowing book widget. So what is it, the treatment here, the pre-experimental design that you use, yeah? So what is it? And then
the introducing
the introducing part. Okay, and then that's lead me to the next question then. What is it, the difference between pre-experimental, experimental, quasi-experiment? Come on, what is it, please?
One thing for sure, that pre-experimental design is, a subject or a group is observed after the treatment. After the treatment has been applied. So the data is collected after the treatment.
And my question here, to know the result, if the use of book widget here that attract the student interest, it is only from the questionnaire, or you have a test to prove that one?
Questionnaire.
Only the questionnaire. Okay. Maybe I'm suggesting you to please try to consult more, yeah, with your advisor about this one, about the finding, yeah, because if you try to make it is only like a survey kind of research, yeah, so you're asking them about book widget itself, yeah, and then on the previous one they're not familiar with the use of multimedia, and then you come with this book widget and then give them the treatment. One more time, it is pre-experimental, so it has to be a treatment on it. Yeah, and then how did you analyze the data? It seems like you're still confused because first of all, as long as I aware of, when you try to use a pre-experiment here, you're going to compare between the result. Yeah, the result of, for example, here you were trying to find out about the student interest. So there will be two parts. First, before, yeah, before the student get the treatment of using book widget, and then second one after the student get the treatment using book widget. That's what I call by a pre and then post. Yeah, pre, yeah, before the student getting the book widget applications, and then post after they got it. Yeah, and then one more time, if you try to only getting the student perspective, so it's look like it is a survey kind of research. Yeah, so you are trying to get the their approval, I guess. Yeah, they're agree or not, they disagree or not with the use of book widget application. And then this one, you may try to look at your problem of the study and then also the objective of your research. Your objective of your research here is only to find out whether the student here will improve their student interest or not. And then if it is to improving their student interest or not, you can see the improving here, of course, by the score or by the modified kind of test that you give them. So you can measure, you can compare between before giving the treatment and then after giving the treatment. Okay, Diah? Okay, I hope you can see my point. And then for your conclusion here, can you repeat it? What kind of conclusion that you got, please?
In my thesis, I wrote that book widget succeed to attract students' interest in learning English using media. I actually wanted to put that one as the result.
As the result.
Hmm.
Okay. One more time, I want you to please try to consult with your advisor and then try to ask your advisor about this one, about my suggestion, and then try to read it more also. What is it? The analysis of data technique, while you try to conduct a pre-experimental kind of research. And then also with your finding here, you have to make sure your problem of the study will be answered by objective of your study. Okay, because from your title, if we have a look at your title here, it is about using book widget to attract students' interest in learning English. So it's mean it is the implementation of this book widget. So you are going to be the teacher that implement this one, and then you try to see here the improvement. You try to see here the increasing after implementing of book widget itself. Okay, Diah? Do you have anything to say as your last statement before we are going to end this thesis defense, please? No? No?
I guess I will have a question later.
Okay. So you will have a question. It is for me. No, it is not the time for you to ask me the question.
No, later.
Okay.
Now.
The question, it will be for your advisor, and then try to consult it again. Try to consult with your thesis. And it will be the same like the previous contender. You will have 3 days only to revise your complete thesis. Okay, Diah? 3 days only, and then please make sure here we are only using reference that 2010 above. If you have reference below 2010, so you have to change, you have to use, you have to find the new reference. One more time, 2010 above. That's what we use for our English department. Okay, and then 3 days, that's all you got to revise your complete thesis. After submitting your complete thesis, and then you will have the decision whether you pass or not for this thesis defense. Okay, that's all I guess for your thesis defense, my dear Diah Rahmawati Lestari. I hope you're going to get your revision, create your revision based on my suggestion, and then best of luck for your revision. Let's end this thesis defense here. We're reciting Hamdalah together. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin, and then the last, wallahu muwaffiq wal hadi ila sabilir rasyad. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.